Picture a lone hiker ascending through sulfur-scented air, the ground vibrating subtly beneath boots as a volcano breathes its heat and steam into the misty morning. On their wrist, a slim band of wearable technology quietly converts the body's struggle into numbers, heart rate spiking, oxygen levels dropping, elevation climbing. Each step is a dialogue between human endurance and the Earth's raw, ancient power. Here, in the highlands of Quetzaltenango, Guatemala's volcanic crucible, known locally as Xela, ancient trails wind through cloud forests, lava fields, and moss-draped canyons. They lead to crater lakes, whose still waters mirror shifting clouds, and to stone altars where Maya shamans once communed with gods and ancestors. Modern adventurers tread these paths with both awe and precision, guided by wearable tech that translates the body's response into a digital pulse echoing against primordial landscapes. Each ascent is both a physical trial and a conversation with the mountain itself, where volcanic heat, altitude, and the sharp scent of sulfur test every step. The volcanic landscape of Xela, rising at 2,130 meters in the western Sierra Madre, Quetzaltenango perches at the threshold of more than 10 volcanoes, some dormant, some restless, all commanding respect. These giants dominate the horizon and dictate life below, where geology and spirituality are inseparable. Here, the region's name, place of the Quetzal bird, evokes freedom, resilience, and survival, qualities the highlands demand from every traveler who dares to follow trails far from the colonial comforts of Antigua or the lakeside charm of Atitlan. For hikers, wearable technology has become a modern survival sense. Blood oxygen readings provide early warnings of altitude stress. Elevation graphs pace climbers through ash-strewn slopes and pumice fields. Biometric alerts pierce the volcanic fog like a silent guide, blending science with intuition and allowing adventurers to push further, safer, and smarter. By 2025, these highland trails have transformed into open-air laboratories where ancient Maya cosmology and ritual landscapes converge with cutting-edge metrics. Data does not replace wonder, it sharpens it. A hiker's wrist becomes both compass and oracle, translating physical strain into insight, heightening awareness of every ridge, every fumarole, every breath of mountain air. Here, amid steaming craters, cloud-swept forests, and jagged lava flows, the modern explorer confronts a timeless truth. The Earth is alive, responsive, and unforgiving. Every summit claimed, every lake circled, every stone altar reached is not just an achievement of endurance. It is a conversation between past and present, between human limits and volcanic eternity, where technology amplifies awe without diminishing it. But this journey is not about technology alone. It is about the meeting point between elemental force and human resolve, where molten earth and muscle, data and instinct, collide. In the highlands of Quetzaltenango, every ascent becomes a delicate experiment in endurance. Smartwatches and fitness trackers humming softly as lungs gasp, pulses spike, and muscles adapt to thinning air. Join this high-tech odyssey along jungle corridors, sacred Maya pathways, and volatile volcanic slopes, where wearable technology transforms into modern talismans. Every step carries both ancestral memory and living breath. Heartbeats are measured against the rhythm of the land, biometric signals trace the curve of mist and ash, and every ascent becomes simultaneously a physical challenge, a spiritual journey, and a data-driven exploration. In this place, adventure is written in stone and statistics, tradition, and telemetry. The ancient landscape. The story of these highlands begins deep in time, forged in fire and belief. As early as 1000 BCE, the ancient Maya thrived in the fertile valleys surrounding present-day Xela. Their civilization was attuned not only to agriculture but to the forces that shaped the land itself. Volcanoes were not obstacles. They were sacred conduits, portals to the underworld, thrones of the gods. At Chicabal Lagoon, a perfectly round crater lake hidden within dense cloud forest, rituals honored Huracan, the heart of the sky, whose moods were red in smoke, tremors, and flame. Stone altars and forest temples lined pilgrimage routes, binding spiritual endurance to physical ascent, a tradition that echoes today along the very trails trekkers climb with biometric monitors on their wrists. When Spanish forces arrived in 1524, they superimposed haciendas and churches atop sacred terrain, yet the mountains remained sovereign, their peaks untouched by conquest. The land's memory persisted in stone, river, and summit, and in 1902, the eruption of Santa María, one of the largest volcanic explosions of the 20th century, reshaped valleys, decimated settlements, and reminded all who dwell here. In Xela, human history unfolds under the constant gaze of living volcanoes, where survival has always demanded respect, resilience, and adaptation. Here, in this collision of past and present, technology and tradition, human will and geologic power, every hike becomes a story of endurance, observation, and reverence. Every trail is a bridge between ancient ritual and modern metrics, between awe and insight, between the Maya worldview and the human body. By the dawn of the 20th century, Quetzaltenango had emerged as a vibrant cultural stronghold of the Quiche and Mam Maya. Its highland markets thrived amid volcanic slopes, bustling with traders selling cochineal-dyed textiles, hand-carved ceremonial masks, and woven baskets brimming with maize, beans, and native herbs. Ritual calendars dictated the rhythm of life, ensuring that festivals, harvests, and pilgrimages aligned with celestial cycles. Even as coffee fincas expanded and trade routes stretched into the highlands, these markets, altars, and ceremonial spaces safeguarded the pulse of ancestral craft and belief. Ceremonial music, resonant drums and flutes, echoed through plazas, a living soundtrack to identity rooted in soil, stone, and smoke. Now, in 2025, a new layer is woven into this enduring relationship with the land. Wearable technology becomes a modern companion to the age-old practice of highland endurance, monitoring oxygen saturation on climbs approaching 4,000 meters, mapping heart rate surges as explorers ascend steep volcanic flanks, and tracing GPS paths to hidden Maya altars tucked among cloud forests and lava fields. This fusion does not replace tradition. It echoes it, amplifying a rhythm of adaptation that Maya communities have honed over centuries, balancing altitude, terrain, and elemental risk with precision, awareness, and respect. In Xela, home to roughly 150,000 residents, both indigenous and Ladino, adventurers are welcomed not as passive observers, but as participants in a living landscape, one shaped by resilience, rhythm, and reverence. Every climb, every trek, every breath of volcanic air becomes an act of dialogue between human body, ancestral knowledge, and the enduring land. Reaching the highlands, accessing this volcanic crucible is itself a journey of transition, a passage from lowland warmth into alpine clarity. Begin at Guatemala City's La Aurora International Airport, then travel westward through rising pine forests and fertile valleys. Shuttles, buses, and winding mountain roads carry travelers upward, and after roughly 2 hours, Xela's crisp air and dramatic skyline emerge, a horizon dominated by peaks, craters, and the eternal presence of volcanoes. Base yourself in accommodations that honor both comfort and context. Eco-lodges like Casa Xela or family-run homestays, where geothermal showers, hearty local meals, and quiet courtyards prepare the body and mind for exertion ahead. These spaces offer more than rest. They are immersion points, connecting visitors to the daily rhythms of highland life. The optimal window for exploration is November through April, when dry season skies sharpen volcanic silhouettes and daytime temperatures remain forgiving. During the rainy months, trails transform into emerald rivers of moss and wildflowers, and waterfalls swell dramatically. But slick paths and sudden downpours demand caution. In these highlands, timing is everything. Preparation is not just practical, it is an act of respect for terrain that has shaped generations of Maya endurance. Here, every step is layered with history, every path is measured by both feet and heartbeat, and every climb becomes a bridge between ancient knowledge and modern exploration. A highland story told in stone, cloud, and data. Strap on a Garmin or Fitbit, and the wilderness begins to speak not only in sights and sounds, but in numbers. Heart rate variability signals fatigue. Oxygen saturation charts how the thinning highland air presses insistently on the lungs. Each reading is a conversation between body and landscape, where biometric data translates the invisible demands of the volcanic terrain into tangible insight. The first trial begins in the dark. Santa María volcano, a 3,772-meter colossus rising above Xela. Its 13-kilometer round-trip trail weaves through coffee fincas and resin-scented pine forests, a 6 to 8 hour climb demanding patience, respect, and careful pacing. Departing before dawn, hikers ascend as Santiaguito, Santa Maria's restless offspring, breathes ash and steam into the valley below. Every step gains altitude and significance. The wearable on your wrist pulses softly, flagging surging heart rates during the 1,500-meter elevation gain, a quiet safeguard against the silent stress of thin air, reminding each adventurer that modern technology can amplify awareness without diminishing the elemental challenge. From fire to forest, the journey shifts inward at Chicabal Lagoon. Nestled within a volcanic crater at 2,710 meters, this sacred Maya site is reached via a 4-kilometer trail winding through mist-drenched cloud forest, alive with moss, orchids, and the iridescent flash of Quetzal feathers. The 3-hour hike is slow, deliberate, a meditation as much as a climb. At the lake's edge, the forest seems to exhale, and time itself slows. 20 ceremonial altars ring the crater, silent witnesses to centuries of ritual. Here, wearable technology continues its quiet work, recording altitude changes, breath rates, and heart recovery as the body recalibrates to both elevation and reflection. Yet in this sacred space, devices fade into the background, becoming silent witnesses rather than guides. The lagoon mirrors not only the surrounding cloud forest, but a deeper truth. In these highlands, endurance has always been measured in reverence as much as in metrics, in patience as much as in pulse. Legend clings to Chicabal Lagoon like the mist that perpetually veils its dark surface. The Maya speak of spirits dwelling beneath the mirror-like waters, guardians of ceremony, memory, and sacred order. Visitors are expected to honor this presence. No swimming, no disturbance, only quiet observation. Here, respect is not symbolic. It is woven into the very fabric of the landscape, part of the living code that binds humans to mountain and crater alike. For those seeking the sharper edges of volcanic power, the highlands demand more than reverence. They demand skill, stamina, and careful calculation. Cerro Quemado rises abruptly near Xela, a jagged lava dome frozen mid-eruption. Its 3,000-meter summit is reached by a 4-hour scramble across unstable boulder fields, fractured lava, and scorched earth. Fog can descend in moments, erasing landmarks and testing even seasoned navigators. Wearables hum quietly at the wrist, logging calories burned, tracing GPS lifelines, and tracking heart rate as climbers navigate this shifting terrain. Farther west looms Tajumulco, Central, America's highest peak at 4,220 meters. Its ascent is a 2-day endeavor, requiring an overnight camp beneath skies heavy with stars and the silent gaze of nearby volcanic sentinels. Here, wearable technology moves from convenience to critical survival tool, monitoring cold stress, oxygen saturation, and altitude adjustment as temperatures plunge below freezing. Every reading informs the next decision: when to rest, when to ascend, when to push forward. These climbs are not leisurely walks. They are calculated engagements with Guatemala's volcanic spine, where the body negotiates thin air, fatigue, and exposure in real time. Technology amplifies awareness, yet it does not diminish the elemental drama. Each boulder, fumarole, and ridge challenges the hiker to act with intuition, respect, and resilience. In the highlands of Quetzaltenango, every ascent is a conversation between human endurance and volcanic eternity, where modern metrics meet ancestral wisdom, and every heartbeat becomes both a record of effort and a tribute to the mountains that have shaped life, legend, and ritual for millennia. Back in Quetzaltenango, life flows to an older rhythm, grounding the high-altitude feats of climbers and explorers in human continuity. At dawn, markets awaken in bursts of color and sound. Quiche women, dressed in embroidered huipiles, shape tortillas by hand, their fingers moving with centuries of inherited muscle memory. Piles of chiltepe peppers glow like embers atop wooden tables. Shepherds guide flocks through cobbled streets, stones worn smooth by countless footsteps over generations. After a climb or scramble, nourishment becomes ritual. Pepián simmers thick with roasted seeds and spice, while caldo de res steams with root vegetables and bone broth, restoring warmth, energy, and spirit. Wearables continue their quiet work, tallying exertion, monitoring recovery, and translating human effort into data. But here, endurance is never abstract. It is woven into daily life, into meals, labor, and celebration, where culture, landscape, and body continue their long conversation at altitude. Ritual and spirit. Culture in Xela is alive, enduring, and inseparable from the land. At Chicabal Lagoon, Maya ceremonies unfold in quiet reverence. Shamans burn copal incense, its resinous smoke curling across the crater lake while prayers drift through cloud forest. The air feels charged. Even the most advanced wearables register the moment, heart rates rising subtly, not from exertion, but from ritual intensity and the palpable presence of place. Throughout the year, this living heritage erupts into celebration. During the Feria de Quetzaltenango each September, marimba melodies spill into streets, giant kites lift toward the sky, and Catholic processions intertwine seamlessly with Maya cosmology, a visual testament to cultural survival, not compromise. Behind market stalls and in hidden workshops, artisans shape jade into talismans, weave textiles, whose patterns encode lineage and land, and carve wooden masks for ceremonial use. Knowledge is passed hand to hand, generation to generation, syncing the past with the present. In Xela, culture itself becomes a form of biofeedback, a human system harmonized with land, tradition, and altitude. At day's end, hikers gather over pachi, steaming tamales wrapped in banana leaves. Strength is restored, stories are exchanged, and the community quietly readies itself for tomorrow's journey. A reminder that in these highlands, every trail, every climb, and every meal is part of a continuum of endurance, reverence, and shared experience. Yet beneath Quetzaltenango's vibrant continuity lies a landscape as mysterious as it is ancient. Chicabal's crater lake, locals whisper, has never overflowed, even in the heaviest rains. Maya legend casts it as a portal to the underworld, guarded by unseen forces. Hikers often describe an uncanny stillness along its shores, a sensation that defies explanation, while wearable devices sometimes register fluctuations in heart rate and skin response, as if the body senses energies the mind cannot name. On the slopes of Santa María, scars from the 1902 eruption remain etched into the terrain. Entire villages lie entombed beneath hardened ash. Follow faint trails and GPS signals reveal forgotten clearings, ghost towns reclaimed by forest and silence. At Cerro Quemado, lava tubes wind beneath solidified flows, rumored to conceal pre-Columbian artifacts, while locals speak softly of brujos performing moonlit rituals among the rocks. Farther afield, paths to remote Laguna Magdalena slip beyond guidebooks, leading to alpine solitude where thin air, myth, and self-measurement converge. Those who walk here often describe something transformative, not merely the data logged on a screen, but the experience of ancient energies aligning, moment by moment, with the modern pulse of the human body. Technology and safety in the volcanic highlands. By 2025, Quetzaltenango's highland trails have entered a new era, where wearable technology sharpens human awareness amid some of Central America's most demanding terrain. Advanced devices, equipped with high-altitude monitoring modes, track oxygen saturation, heart strain, and cold stress during ascents like Tajumulco, helping hikers detect the subtle onset of altitude sickness before it becomes dangerous. As tourism steadily rebounds, local eco-guides enforce strict group limits, particularly at sensitive sites like Chicabal Lagoon, ensuring rituals and ecosystems remain undisturbed. The land itself remains alive and volatile. Santiaguito's restless eruptions send ash plumes skyward, while real-time alert apps relay volcanic activity directly to trekkers in the field. Preparation here is essential. Higher Maya guides carry altitude medication, rely on mapping tools like AllTrails, and move with humility and respect. Sustainability is not a slogan, but a living pact. Support. Community-led tours tread lightly on sacred ground and leave nothing behind but footprints fading into volcanic dust. In Quetzaltenango, every ascent is both a test and a meditation, where the ancient pulse of the mountains meets modern human endurance, measured in heartbeats, oxygen levels, and the quiet rhythm of awe. Here, volcano, myth, and technology converge, and every step becomes part of a story written in ash, cloud, and living flesh. The sun rises over Quetzaltenango, igniting peaks, crater lakes, and cloud forests in gold and amber. Mist drifts through volcanic ridges, curling around ancient trails where Maya ancestors once walked, carrying offerings to gods, reading the stars, and listening to the pulse of the mountains. Today, hikers trace these same paths, their footsteps measured by both muscle and biometric feedback, every heartbeat recorded against the rhythm of the land. From the crater of Chicabal Lagoon, where incense smoke curls over sacred altars, to the jagged summit of Cerro Quemado, and up the frosted slopes of Tajumulco, the mountains speak a timeless language: endurance, reverence, and humility. Here, wearable technology does not diminish awe, it amplifies it, translating invisible strain, cold, and altitude into a guide that keeps the body alive while leaving space for the spirit to soar. Every trail is a story, every ascent a dialogue between human limits and volcanic eternity. Santiaguito exhales ash into the sky. Moss-draped forests hum with unseen life. GPS paths reveal abandoned villages and hidden altars. Heart rate spikes in the shadow of ancient volcanoes. Oxygen dips in the thinning air, and yet the highlands demand more than data. They demand attention, patience, and respect. Back in Xela, life flows in tandem with the mountains. Markets hum, rituals persist, and artisans weave lineage and landscape into every fabric and talisman. Here, culture, endurance, and environment converge. Pepion simmers on stoves, marimbas play in plazas, shamans burn copal, and the pulse of community beats in harmony with that of the land. Adventure and tradition intertwine, measurable by metrics yet felt in the body and the heart. In these highlands, the past is not distant. It is alive in every stone, every cloud, and every breath. Volcanoes, trails, and sacred lakes remind us that human perseverance is always measured against something greater: the eternal force of nature, the unseen hand of myth, and the legacy of generations who learned to walk lightly, endure deeply, and honor the mountains that shaped them. As night falls over Quetzaltenango, stars emerge above volcanic peaks, mirrored in crater lakes below. Wearable devices rest quietly on wrists, their data streams paused, while the true record of this journey, the rhythm of lungs, the alignment of spirit with earth, remains indelibly etched in memory. Quetzaltenango endures as a living laboratory of resilience, a crossroads of past and present, myth and science, human will and volcanic force. Every step taken here is both an exploration and a meditation, a conversation across time, a testament to the enduring bond between humanity and the mountains we strive to understand, respect, and ultimately walk alongside. Step lightly, breathe deeply, listen to the pulse of the Highlands. Quetzaltenango awaits.